And we are live. Good morning and welcome back to Jim and the Crypto episode 326. Today is Friday, January 18th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10ish.
At 10ish.
And
welcome,
we are here.
Welcome. We are. Let's let some people start to flow in.
Oh, yeah.
So are we announcing the cryptic coin winner today?
We are not currently right now because you have more time to actually get in today.
Ooh, nice.
So you will have a chance to actually
up until Friday. Okay.
Up until Friday.
All
so
right.
those people who have answered the questions, you will be entered into the drawing for 100,000 cryptic coins.
100,000 cryptic coins.
And happy anniversary to Cryptic Coin. Definitely doing work all around the community. Got in on a bunch of exchanges, got a lot of organic growth, so shout out to them.
There we go. All right. Not many stories today, but as always, we're going to bring you what we have in general, and that is the background photo of my laptop for some reason. But you all can see it anyway as I load this up. This is like what I want my room to look like when I get my luxury residence out here. So you got a chance to take a quick peek at that if you're on YouTube. Other than that, Grayscale adds Stellar as latest cryptocurrency investment trust.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Is this a sign of Stellar to the moon? We'll see. But digital currency investment group Grayscale confirmed it has successfully launched its latest fund dedicated to Stellar Lumens XLM token in a tweet January 17th.
Nice.
Wow. Grayscale, which now operates 9 cryptocurrency funds, time to move to coincide with the change of image for its products, renaming all its single currency products to Trust. Oh, this must be some legal stuff going on.
Must be some legal going on, yeah.
Right?
Lawyers like, you can't do that.
So for those who don't know, what's Grayscale and why is Stellar being added to it important?
Oh, yeah. Well, Grayscale is the brainchild of Barry Silbert, if you know it in the community. It is an investment trust where big money people can actually invest into a product without the risk of actually owning the product. So you don't have to worry about security and owning it on your own keys. Some of the assets that they offer are Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Horizon, which is pretty new, Litecoin, Ripple, Zcash, and now Stellar. So basically, they are expanding their portfolio. They kind of move slow, like Coinbase. They do their research, they go back, but they have over $125 million worth of XLM was given away on blockchain from Stellar. So there are a lot of people looking to sell. There are also a lot of people looking to buy in at a very low price because, like we've said,
we like
it
Stellar.
pumps with Ripple, but it actually has a Stellar X exchange. Shout out to everybody in Coinda who actually has CJs. That's on the Stellar exchange. So Stellar is looking good right now as far as being on that investment trust. Going into this year. So.
All right, just a quick break. Say hello to everybody in the comments section. What's going on, P-Man Van? For those who don't know, P-Man Van is a producer as well. He sent us over some of his music.
Oh, yeah.
It is a very smooth sounding alternative mix. I love it. What's going on, Shannon Allen, GOD TV, Tonio from UK, Tessa, Michael Jones, Cheryl Beloved, Shannon Allen. Who else we have? Allison Thompson.
Yeah.
It's funny. Cheryl said, "Is that a prize?" The background photo of my future home. Yes, that's right, Shannon. I'm manifesting. It's a prize for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Michael Jones, what's going on? D. Shiron said, "Good day from Charlotte."
Oh, that's
there
what
you go.
About.
What
Charlotte
part?
people
what
up here.
part are you from? We're from Charlotte as well.
Oh yeah.
Paula Craig,
West
what's
side,
going
baby.
on? I know Tuck. Betty's Ford. Good morning, Paula. Okay, we got everybody. Harold George, what's going on? Everybody, welcome.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so this is going back to the story. This is pretty cool. Good for Stellar. For those who like to trade or at least think about their investments, as Bitcoin Zay alluded to, we always talk about Stellar because it has a predictable pattern, because usually whatever Ripple does, Stellar follows up within 24 to 48 hours normally. So if Ripple takes a big dip, you can pretty much guarantee the next day or two Stellar's going to dip with it, and vice versa. However, from a trading point of view, which was really attractive about Stellar, is that it costs a lot less. I haven't checked the price as of recent, but I do remember when it was like, is it still less than a penny, or is it already? It's probably what, 10 cent maybe tops or something.
Yeah, I'll check it up. But yeah,
I haven't looked at it recently because it's been a bear market. We leave stuff where it's
10
at.
cent. Yeah.
10 cent. Oh, there you go. On top of my head, people. But it used to be less than Ripple was less than a penny, but Stellar was like really less than a penny. Ripple was like 0.008 about a year and a half ago. and Stellar was like 0.00003 or something. So it just made sense from trading. I mean, it went from 0.00003 or something to 10 cents. So for everybody who thinks we're still in the bear market, for those who are there for that, you know, you still have a really good return.
Absolutely.
But same thing now. I mean, even though it's at 10 cents, Ripple's at about 30. It goes between what 30, 35 cents. So 20 cents less. Again, it's one of those coins where you can put, you know, if you don't believe in crypto, you don't invest a lot of money, throw $50 in there, all right? Throw $20 in there. You're not going to miss it, right? Throw $10 in there and don't look at it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that's continued to progress. A lot of people like it. It has an active community. And we see it being able to make you some money, at least in the short, long term.
Oh, yeah. And as a use case, like we said, the StellarX exchange is really good to use. You can use Stellar for fees. And like we said, good communities that join on StellarX because it's decentralized exchange. You can actually make trades without the third-party interference of a centralized exchange. So good to see from Stellar there. Glad to see they're on Grayscale. Grayscale has had some questionable products they've put on there, in my opinion. But this isn't one of them, in my opinion. I think this is actually pretty good for them. So,
well, yeah, shout out to Stellar.
Shout out to Stellar.
All right, there we go. Cheryl said presently in Charlotte as well. Your Jersey girl. There you go.
Nice.
All right, blockchain featured in Big Four firm Deloitte's annual tech trends report. Now, begin this, if you remember, Deloitte was actually one of the companies that got hacked last year, or was it the year before? I can't even keep up with it.
It was last year, yeah.
It was last year. They got hacked last year as well. And it was one of those, you know, the part of the big firm, PwC, I know a few of different firms in there, the auditing firms. But now they're talking about crypto in depth. They've kind of been mentioning it the last year and a half. They've been throwing it out there. But blockchain is now being featured as a disrupting technology in the Tech Trends 2019 report published by the Big Four audit and consulting firm Deloitte on January 16th.
Let's go ahead and get that ahead, because we are disrupting. Let's do it.
Big news, people. I mean, again, this company has a lot of assets, a lot of money, a lot of reach internationally. They're all over the place. So you're right. For this to be mentioned as a disrupting technology, wow. According to one article in the report, advanced networking is the unsung hero of our digital future, and blockchain is cited as a part of it. The report was mentioned blockchain 25 times. Now, you remember this 25. Is important. Last year, at the beginning of last year in January, when we first saw the letters and the keyword, the buzzword, CBDC, central bank digital currency, the first article we saw, and I think it was in the Cointelegraph article, we saw it in that article like anywhere from like 8 to 12 times in one short article. And that's when we said, it was like, hey, whenever you see this a buzzword like that, just keep popping up. They're trying to program it. So same thing here. If you have the Big Four in a report mentioning the word blockchain 25 times, they're saying it's a disrupting technology, and they're noting that blockchain is among the technologies of importance which is growing rapidly and still on its path towards mass adoption, then that means that's the direction they're heading to. That's them telling their investors, that's them telling everyone involved with them who wants to know their next move without them clearly spelling it out. This is kind of doing it right there. So it's pretty cool to see that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think Deloitte, long term, they realize that blockchain isn't going anywhere because of their projections. They've actually projected that blockchain solutions will reach $9.7 billion by 2021.
Ooh, with a B.
Oh, yeah, and $11.7 billion by 2022. So this isn't talking about the price of assets in a trading standpoint, but we're talking about investment into blockchain companies and blockchain solutions. We saw yesterday a great solution with the tracking of supply chain of fish with the RFID chip into a QR code, and you can actually track it there. And other blockchain solutions, which which shouldn't have hindrance if we get a few of the laws passed where they stated if you don't have custodial services, your company is free to go. So I can definitely see, 9 points. I think it'd actually be more because if blockchain technology actually works better than what we have,
2021,
we have trillions of dollars in the market. So why wouldn't you switch your business model over? And it's sort of like the typewriter to computer phase. It's like, well, computers are good, but what do I need it for?
Right.
And then blockchain or computers get to a point where everybody needed it, no matter what, and then from that point, you have all that information.
I'm with you. I think this is a low number, and I get where you're going. I can see why. All it takes is an event. That's what we keep talking about this year. When it was like everybody's asking us what we're saying that in the bear market this year, what's going to happen. For one, at least by the end of the year, we won't be in a bear market because the halving is coming, which people still aren't talking about. That should be the top story every day, but nobody's talking about it. And for those who don't know, what we're talking about is the amount of Bitcoin you can mine. It gets cut in half in 2020, which will automatically, you at least assume, will drive the price up, or at least the demand for it up. But that 9.7 billion, that can be reached in the next year or two. All it takes is for that one unicorn company.
Yeah.
Literally, you get this one home run hit. Coinbase decides to go do their IPO for $8 to $12 billion. The next thing you know, we've already reached that number they're talking about.
Yeah, and I mean, be wary of big companies. They make very conservative estimates. Just so they like,
that's
for instance,
true too.
Bank of America's end of year report in 2015 or 2014 said that Bitcoin wouldn't pass a $1 billion market cap. Come on, man. We're at what, 60 billion now? So they are pretty conservative when they make their predictions. So I think it'll be a lot more. And
as a quick aside, I have to give some quick shout outs. Welcome, Kmar, my first live here. Sergeant Crypto recommended. Thank you, Sergeant Crypto, who just joined Formation as well. Welcome. Leroy Forbes is going on, hugging the blockchain. Ryan Cooper, welcome, everyone.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this is a pretty good story. We don't particularly enjoy when we see some of the mainstream news or institutions talking about blockchain reporting on crypto, because usually it's trash, and usually it's literally just a money grab, not necessarily this was good for the technology community. Yeah. But when it comes to things like this is how you drive mass adoption. So if you have the big four creating reports and literally putting in that report 25 times, blockchain, yeah. then it's kind of like telling you what's going to happen next.
And hey, how many people read these reports? Because
I'm just pulling it up right now as you said.
I just want to tell people watching, honestly, there aren't many people that read these reports. You watching right now, you're ahead of the curve. You're in the 1%. Actually.
That is very true.
Because when blockchain becomes the standard in 5 or 10 years, and people are like, well, I wish I would have learned it back in the day. It's basically they hide in the open. They can't, keep it from you. They told you. They mentioned it 25 times, so that's good to see from Deloitte.
And wow, if you're watching us on YouTube right now, you can see this is Deloitte's website. They have this tech trends of 2019 beyond the digital frontier. And their first statement here: the most promising technology trends of tomorrow are grounded in 9 powerful macro forces that form the backbone of technology innovation today. Understanding how they function together and separately is key. And they have a little video here, so it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
All righty.
Check that out on YouTube.
Founder of Ethereum and Consensus, Joe Lubin, joins board of directors of crypto startup ErisX. I mean, wow. How many projects is this guy going to be on? This is amazing.
Hey.
He is everywhere.
He fired himself.
I'm going to fire myself and rehire myself at another company.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
He's part of the layoffs.
Founder of blockchain tech company Consensus, Joseph Lubin, has been appointed to the board of directors of cryptocurrency startup ErisX. The news was revealed in an official press release published January 17th.
Word.
All right, I have a ton of questions. What is ErisX?
Absolutely.
Why is Joe Lubin everywhere? How did he get this seat? What's going on with this story?
Oh yeah. So in 2010, ErisX was established as a futures market, and it was rebooted in 2018 when they raised $27.5 million from Fidelity Investments and NASDAQ Ventures. So you can already see that this is institutional money being invested in this. In 2019, they're expected to offer spot trading in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So that name again is ErisX, ErisX. Definitely something to look out for. And Joe Lubin, he's known for Consensus. This company has been at the forefront of Ethereum going forward, actually having events, actually developing smart contracts. And since he's moving towards the board of directors for ErisX, I'm sure they have some influence on the Ethereum side of the game. The company actually highlighted Lubin's expertise and extensive background working in the digital asset space, which I concur with, definitely has been around for a while. And they predict that 2019 will likely be a breakthrough year for digital assets. I agree. It'll be closer to Q4, but yes, definitely a breakthrough year. So as we've seen with other employees or other owners, they move from company to company. It's no different than in the financial industry. People go from the SEC to a bank, back to the CF, whatever. This is the same thing here. People move from a project they've done into an exchange, and I'm sure he'll probably be on the board of somebody who comes up with the rules at some point. So
and what's
regulation.
And what's important to note when it comes to this, as far as and again, before I go into detail about how much somebody could possibly make or as a good investment, whatever, I want to point out that in this space, you never know if it's a scam or not, even from your quote unquote institutions or government approved and regulated. We don't know, because we're seeing that everyone's in bed together. Like literally the SEC is giving passes to certain companies that pay them. Like clearly they just pay them and they're not giving passes to other companies like Kraken who say, no, you can take your subpoenas and shove off because we haven't done anything wrong.
Where's your money?
Right. So with that being said, you know, we're going back to this ErisX article. Came out December 4th, 2018, so not too long ago. But here you see crypto exchange ErisX raises $27.5 million from Fidelity, NASDAQ Ventures, and others. Of course, I want to give a shout out to the editor, Molly Jane Zuckerman. She's doing, you know, whenever she reports on something, she's hitting it on the head for the most part. So this investment they got of $27.5 million was from Fidelity and NASDAQ Ventures. And Reuters reported that. That's important because we've already seen Fidelity come into the crypto space as of recent. We know NASDAQ is in the crypto space, and they're trying to launch their exchanges that they're backing. And then you get the founder of Ethereum and now Consensus founder, co-founder Joseph Lubin joining as a chairman, or was it board of directors or something? That means Fidelity, NASDAQ, and now Ethereum's and Consensus Joe Lubin are all in bid together, right?
Absolutely.
So you can pretty much guarantee, or I won't say guarantee, because again, you have to watch out for the scams. I don't know these people are, hey, they're running a good project or a scam or what,
They get
right?
more sophisticated.
Right, they're getting more sophisticated. But what you can guarantee is that these three people in groups right here, whenever they do something, they're going for the home runs, all right? They're going for the home runs. They're going to have investors. They have the resources to reach the SEC to make sure they're given that approval nod to go through the door and come through the other side unscathed. So traditionally, this will look almost as like a good investment because of the people behind it. You know, Fidelity is not going to take a public L. NASDAQ Ventures definitely won't be taking a public L. And then Joseph Lubin, clearly he's been hitting some home runs as well in the community. So it looks like something to pay attention to for sure.
And it's reflected in the amount that they gave him, because you are right, Kmart. That's chump change for those guys.
Right.
$27 million from Fidelity.
That might be somebody's nephew might have gave that to him.
They made that during this broadcast.
Right.
Like they basically $27 million is just, they can cough that up at any time. But they want to slowly creep in. Like if you saw the Winklevoss brothers, people are dipping their toes into the crypto market. That's literally what's happening right now. So any investment you see, any big, you know, news stories, it's them easing their way into it, because they have a lot more at stake than, you know, a retail investor who's just like, oh, well, I'll just buy it and see what happens. They can't just buy stuff and just see what happens, honestly. So I definitely think this is a good thing for them and something to watch going forward. So.
Right. CryptoQ said we need to penetrate we need to have a penetration test for the exchange.
Oh yeah, pen test all the exchanges.
Right. That's how networks are hardened. We need hackers. That is very true. Yeah. For those who don't know what he's talking about, the only way to tell if exchange or some of these, you know, different sites are secure is to actually have somebody go in there and try to hack it. So we do need more people to try to do that.
Yep.
Going Bitcoin, what is going on? Jamel Hook. Did you receive Jamel Hook's email?
Oh yeah.
Did you did? I didn't see it. So.
Yep.
You got it?
Yep, just got it. Well, got it, but
it just happened just now.
Yeah, it just happened.
Oh, we just got it just now. Come on, man. We doing a live show. What's going on, Jamel? No, we ain't receive it right now.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And last but certainly not least, Huobi's crypto derivatives market has already passed $20 billion in trades.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Launched in November. Oh, wow. That's pretty short. Launched in November, Huobi crypto derivatives market is growing at a rapid pace. 15 days ago, they revealed they had hit $10 billion in total volume. And today they announced they've seen $20 billion. In a note provided first to CCN, Huobi describes the timeline of the derivatives market in this way. And if you're looking at our YouTube, you can see it. I'll briefly just go over it. November 21st, Huobi launched their beta mode with Bitcoin contract trading December 5th. Huobi DM launches Ethereum contract trading December 10th. Huobi exits their beta mode basically December 25th. They start their 24-hour trading when the volume breaks through 1 billion for the first time. Yep, on Christmas. December 28th, EOS contract trading added reaches 10 billion in cumulative trading value. December 31st, Huobi DM first month cumulative trading volume reaches 12 billion. And January 12th, it just reached to 20 billion. You know, the first question I'm going to ask you is this real volume or is it inflated?
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, honestly, all the volume on every exchange is inflated somehow. There's wash trading on every exchange. Yeah. It's just to what extent, and because it's Huobi, they have deep pockets. I'm pretty sure there's some going on there, but I actually think they have a pretty good product. I mean, Huobi put this out. Futures trading is something that isn't very prevalent yet, but it will be. So I'm sure they wanted to go ahead and get this out to the public so they could use it. So. You know, derivatives market is pretty huge. 20 billion is.
Harold George said derivatives EU.
Yeah, exactly. Also, derivatives are nothing to sniff at as far as money goes, but as far as actual crypto, yeah, just It's literally, if you've been to the crypto market, you see how absurd derivatives are. Because
Right.
if you've held hard crypto in a wallet and protected it, and then somebody's
It
like,
makes no
I have
sense.
a crypto derivative, they're holding it for me, and it's like, well, that's what financial products do. They take the actual product, they put it on a piece of paper, and they tell you, you have the same thing, give us your money. And, you know, that's where it goes from there. It's a big market, and it won't be changed anytime soon. However, with crypto derivatives, don't think that's the only thing that drives the market. So,
well, and it's crazy. I hear Antonio saying that's crazy. I remember you actually told us about that. He said, well, I was crazy. I was at the Huobi conference when they announced it. Hope is real volume. Harold George said, learned all I needed about these instruments and vehicles after 2008.
Oh, yeah. All of us did, yeah.
And you know, first, before we go into the depth about it and the detail about it, if you look at the article, one thing I love is that you can see the community's response right now by the little things. They have 33% of people laughing at this article because 33% of people who's read this that's in the crypto market already knows. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
This is the same thing we brought up when they started talking about the futures market. I mean, this was what we're talking 2017 now.
Yeah.
They started talking about the futures market and, you know, ETFs, ETNs, all these different derivatives and ways you could bundle
crypto bundles.
Crypto bundles. I mean, we talked about this then. There is no reason to have any of this.
Yeah.
They are literally trying to, and I think I can't remember if it was Sergeant Crypto, maybe Antonio. They made a comment on one of our videos where they were like they're trying to get the public to buy
pieces of paper.
Yeah, they're trying to get the public basically to buy pieces of paper and not the underlying asset, which we always preach about. You don't need a futures market. You don't need all these other little derivatives for crypto. You need the bottom line asset, which is cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
However, they know that. They know it's not enough to go around.
They're smart people.
And they're not stupid. And they're trying to literally do to crypto what they did to gold and then eventually fiat currency. And that's to sell you everything but it.
Oh, yeah.
The only people who should have it, according to them, are going to be the wealthy people. So
absolutely.
We'll see how this pans out. I mean, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, and Crypto Q said then derivatives of derivatives a la 08 crash. So what I'm thinking is with the derivative market we have now, this is sort of like 05. This is sort of like 05, 06. Where we were starting to bubble in the regular markets, and then that's when you start getting derivatives of a derivative. The CDs were getting, mixed up. You had, terrible bonds. And then by 08, we had another crash. And I think what may be happening is by 2021, we may have another huge run-up, and then because it starts becoming derivative of a derivative, that's when you'll see the next bear market. You may have just called what the next bear market will be. You know what I mean? Like, we may have a bull market of huge growth to over 100,000, and then they start saying, well, you can get this type of package where you can get all of a bundle of crypto held by us in our custodial, and then you're like, all right, now it's getting too diluted, and that's where you miss it.
I think, honestly, that's what's going to turn it into that trillion-dollar marketplace, that multi-trillion, because when you talk about the institutions right now, the marketplace isn't as big as they say. It's the fact that we have all these derivatives and bonds and this and stuff that doesn't mean anything, that they've created markets out. I mean, we've literally seen markets create out of thin air here. The futures market is a fake market. People are basically gambling on where Bitcoin will be in the future without purchasing any Bitcoin and being paid back in fiat currency. So that market itself is kind of ridiculous. The issue with that is that there's so many people who watch mainstream media, they think because the futures price is going in a certain direction, that means that's how much the actual asset is worth, which in fact is false because Bitcoin as a technology has continuously improved every year. So it doesn't matter the futures has it going down to $1,000 or $500. It makes no sense because the technology has surpassed that point already. So it's one of those things where it's a good tool to use to fool the public, which they use it for, especially retail investors, those mom and pop investors who don't know a lot about investing and will watch the news and say, well, Bitcoin's for criminals, you shouldn't do it. But this ETF over here, this is for the good people of America, right? You know what I mean? This is safe. So again, all these derivatives, the reason why they're there to begin with, besides the fact to inflate the price of Bitcoin, or at least I guess steal from the price of the market share, is also there to mitigate the risk. As always, a lot of people coming into the crypto market, they are scared. They don't want to, put money in or whatever. Even though we tell people you can put $5 a week in, you don't have to put, you don't have to go crazy with it. But they want a way to mitigate the risk, and they think by buying some of these derivatives, it will mitigate the risk. But as somebody pointed out, that's what they thought in 2008 as well. Until they found out the people selling the derivatives and the people scoring these different derivatives and rating them were all in bed together lying to you.
Absolutely.
And I
would say, as far as these, like Ryan Cooper was saying, diversified portfolio purchases, if you had something similar to what we have now, where they have diversified portfolios, and they'll say, oh, this is a AAA rated bond. If you take, this amount of risk, this is how much it's worth. In crypto, what will happen is, let's say they come around 2021, 2022. People that come around then will have forgotten all of the stuff we've been discussing. Right. Like say they have a bundle with, Ethereum Classic.
And this is
Ethereum,
rated triple, quadruple
this is a triple A, non-risk, Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, and, Zcash or something like that. And then you look at it, and then you look back and say, hey, Ethereum Classic almost got 51% attack. Ethereum did a fork because they lost 150 million.
Right.
Zcash could.
That's not included in that rating.
Yeah, you could technically print as much Zcash because of a security flaw that could be exploited. So they may say it's AAA and people will buy it because, they're the top of the market. But they don't remember, 5 or 6 years ago when, people were talking about this coin may die. So
right.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, if those markets come,
who's rating it?
Exactly, and that's why I said if those markets come, it's going to be convoluted to the point where it's like, oh, these are the good kind, and if something happens, then that's where you see that tank, and that's what happened with real estate. People were buying bonds they thought were good, and then they were like, oh, nobody's paying rent. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, what happened?
So there we go. Jizzy Mac said the next crash is just going to create more Bitcoiners. That is very true. Jamel Hook said, will this stop crypto prices from rising? Again, I think it will. Yes and no. So for the weaker coins, for sure, it kind of will because you can go around it without having, I guess, to buy the coin. But long term, no, because one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at it that way,
the goal is to accumulate Bitcoin. Yeah.
Right. The goal is to accumulate Bitcoin. So for that perspective, no. And then also, again, maybe in the short term, but in the long term, once they turn this market into their wet dream of trillions of dollars by adding all these derivatives, then eventually it will flow back into the underlying asset of, all right, well, do you have what you're actually talking about, or you just have this derivative of a derivative of a derivative? But and then that's honestly, again, they're going to try to use the same game plan as they did with gold.
Yeah.
The game plan is to get this market really rolling, have all these derivatives, and then one day say, we don't even actually need Bitcoin, people. We have the derivatives.
Yeah.
Why do you need an underlying asset? You don't need it. So. Yeah. That's their game plan. And with that, Jamel, I want to publicly say my bad. He said he sent the email yesterday. So
yeah, it's all good.
Check the email, man.
No, I saw it. I haven't replied to it yet. No.
Ryan Cooper said diversified portfolio purchases and bundles sounds like a win. Hey, we'll see. Let's see. Ryan Cooper also said, can we talk about writing off our losses when we do our taxes this year? So when it comes to taxes in general, if you watch this, that's something we don't really talk about because to each his own. Everybody has their own opinion on it. I personally think it's theft, especially when you're talking about cryptocurrency. Like, I'm not trying to be anti-government and anti-tax, but when you're talking about crypto, you have to remember, for some of us, when we started, we were getting laughed out the building. All right, this is fake, imaginary money.
Yeah.
So for literally 2 or 3 years later, for them to say, "Oh, we need to tax this on you, and we're gonna go back in history and tax it," that is a sentiment that's very tough for me to wrap my head around.
It's imaginary
when we're getting laughed out the building. But for those who are thinking about playing the tax game, hey, if you had a lot of money in it and you lost a lot of money this last year, write it off. They wanted to play the game. And see, that's the flip side. When this whole tax thing for crypto was introduced, it was in the middle of a bull run.
Yeah.
And we were, $3,000 this month, $4,500 next month, $6,000 this month. So the government wanted to push their foot down the pedal. And I remember the thing we kept saying in 2017 is, what happened to the people who got hacked already and lost money?
Yeah.
What happened to people in the years prior who lost money? And then what happens when the bull cycle stops and the bear market occurs and people lose money? We kept asking those questions in 2017.
Still haven't got answers.
We still haven't got answers. We see it in 2018, but that is the big question. Now, if you notice, all of a sudden they're not saying anything about taxes.
Yeah.
Last year,
government not even working.
Last year at this time. The only word at the tip of every regulator's tongue was taxes, because they knew how much people made in 2017. So you know what? Again, we can't give any professional advice on it, but it's one of those things where the government wanted to play the game. They wanted to try to take everybody's crypto out the blue on a Tuesday morning in the middle of 2017. We'll flip the game back on them. If you lost a lot of money, I would say, hell yeah, write that up. But just remember, once you kind of go that route, it's official. Like, you're in the game. So next year or this year we have a bull run. The following year they're gonna come right back at you like, hey, we let you write that off, right? So it's something to think about.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Yes, going Bitcoin. People need to think the long game. It's crazy.
Yep, you gotta have patience.
Yep. All right. Other than that, do you have anything else for today? I want to remind everybody about the contest one more time.
Oh yeah, definitely the 100,000 cryptic coin lottery.
100,000.
Oh yeah, 100,000 cryptic coins will be given away to someone who answers the 2 questions. The first question being what is the future use case of cryptic coin, and also what is something that the gentleman of crypto has taught you while watching. So those 2 questions, answer it under our videos for the last 3 days, any of them. A winner will be chosen. Shannon Allen, one of our in-house people who watches, they will choose the winner, and it will be presented on Twitter, and we'll state who the winner was on Monday. So
all right,
100,000 cryptic coin, answer 2 questions. That's it.
100,000. Again, this is if you know people who aren't involved in crypto, this is a good time to get them involved over the weekend. Good chance to learn about technology, learn about privacy coins, learn about how wallets work, and as well get some free cryptocurrency as well. And also, if you're listening on our podcast, Google Play, what's it called? Google Play,
Spotify,
Google. Oh, I'm just trying to think of the name. Google basically just came out with a Google Podcast app, people. So we're already on Google Play for their podcast, but now you can see us on that app or hear us on that app as well. iTunes podcast, of course, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We appreciate any and all reviews. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please like and share, smash those buttons. We appreciate all of your support. I want to go and support. Other than that, have a happy Friday, folks, and we will see you all. Are we doing the show Monday? Monday's
not on MLK Day. Well, maybe.
We'll see. Maybe Monday, if not Tuesday.
That's a good thing about setting your own schedule.
That is a good thing about setting. Listen, this is the power of crypto, people. Set your own schedule. All right, have a happy Friday and a great weekend, folks. Cheers.
Oh yeah, have a good one.